This episode of the Senior Rehab Podcast is sponsored by the Academy of Geriatric Physical Therapy. AGPT's mission is to further your ability to provide best practice physical therapy and to advocate for optimal aging. Falls are a big deal with our patient population, but do you find yourself struggling to manage or even prevent falls with your patients? You should check out AGPT's clinical guidance statement on the management of falls in community-dwelling older adults. This paper gives you a clear direction, recommendations, and action steps so you can help your patients. You can get this article for free and learn about how the AGPT can further your clinical practice at geriatricspt.org/SRP. Hit me!
This is a Senior Rehab Podcast, the podcast for rehab clinicians that want to better serve older adults.
Okay. Hey guys, it's Alyssa Kewen from the Old Not Weak podcast from the Senior Rehab Project. This is week 3. So this week I kind of wanted to discuss how to mix up some intervention ideas. I feel like sometimes we kind of fall into a rut of doing the same things all the time, and you have your kind of go-to exercises. So what I want to do is get your guys' feedback of some things that you've discovered that you liked over the years, some recent maybe tools that you've found, just to kind of help spice things up a little bit. I think it's important just to kind of get a new perspective on things every now and then. So I'm going to go through. I organized these and compiled these into balance and strength. And what I did is I just asked the members of Senior Rehab Project to just send me emails. We got a lot of responses on Facebook, a lot of cool videos on the group. So what I did is I just compiled them into one document that I will attach to this post, so you can kind of see the transcript of it. So first I'll start with the balance category. So I had Erica who emailed me saying that she likes to use, she called it Twister for the upper body. So setting up colored cones on a table, on a shelf, you can change the height of it. Calling out a color, so you could have multicolored cones, and you would just tell them what color and maybe what hand to reach with, so right red, and then they'd reach for the red cone. You can adjust the surface height, you can change how far the patient is away from the table, you can change directions, you could add a piece of foam or something to change the standing surface, you could have tandem stand. She said also to make it more challenging, you can add multiple colors in a row to challenge memory by giving them a few colors and having them see if they could repeat that. I had Haim, who said when working on single limb stance, he likes to play soccer with the patient, have them step through an agility ladder. Now, if you're in home health, you could even make a few squares on the ground with paper tape if you don't have a ladder you take with you. So there's different options for that one, but that's a great idea. I had Monique, who posted a lot of cool videos on the Senior Rehab Project Facebook page. So you can check those out on the post that I posted last week. Where she likes to practice bending over and picking things up with patients, which is something that we all probably commonly address. She was having them pick up different weights from the floor. I like to kind of mix up the heights, whereas you take it from a chair or you take it from a step or something, because a lot of patients don't like to go directly to the picking something up off the floor. So you kind of work down towards that. I had Colleen, who emailed me, and this was really interesting. She likes to play cornhole. She said it's very adaptable to all levels. So at the lowest level, the patient's just standing statically, and you hand them bean bags, and you toss them into a bucket. You could even make a paper square on the floor. You could use a chair and have them throw the bean bags into a chair in the home health setting. So you would progress then to have them picking the bean bags up off the floor, because usually they're scattered unless they have really good aim. You could change the position of the bucket or the square to kind of mix things up and challenge balance. You could have them carry the bucket. If you are using like a 5-gallon bucket, you can have them carry the bucket from where they threw them to a new spot to throw them, to kind of work on a farmer's carry. So I thought that was pretty cool. All you would need is a bucket and some bean bags. Many people mentioned the Clock Yourself app from Meg Lowry, and I've never actually used that, but I've heard nothing but good feedback about that. It's mainly just imagining a clock face, or actually having a clock face on the ground, and giving different stepping directions on which way to step, and then she kind of mixes it up in different levels. It's an app on the iPhone, so it's very cool. Like I said, I've just never actually used it, but I plan to in the future, now that I'm in home health. Meg also emailed me and sent me a ton of cool videos. She said she likes to use the mini Bosu ball in the home, so the one that's a half circle, where you can do step-ups for cardio. You can do challenge standing balance by standing on it. You can also use it to help with kneeling, because a lot of people don't like to kneel on the floor. So it would be a softer surface. It also gives kind of a perturbation in tall kneeling. She said she also does an exercise that she deems whoosh up. So a patient's tall kneeling on the Bosu ball, then they kind of controlled fall into a push-up position, the knees still on the ball, and then they walk themselves back up straight into tall kneeling and take their arms overhead. Kind of like a mini modified burpee. So I thought that was kind of cool. Then we had someone, I don't remember who this was talking about floor transfer training. Like I said, a lot of people, especially older people, don't like to kneel on the floor. So how do you train, floor transfer training if they, can't kneel on the floor? So they had start kneeling on a couch. So you'd be like tall kneeling on a couch, and then you could use the back of the couch to pull up into half kneeling. And then one leg up that way. And then you could work on progressions to the floor once they get comfortable and kneeling on the couch, kinds of things. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I had Erica DeMarsh email me, who said she uses a device called Balance Matters. It's a mat with foot plates that give auditory feedback. It's a lot better explained through video, but I'll try to do my best. So these foot plates give kind of like a clicking auditory feedback when you step on them. So she likes to use it for fast-paced stepping. And then you can also do it sidestepping, so you could get multiple foot plates. Like I said, the videos are awesome, so there's lots of things you could do with it. Then you could also mix in eyes open, eyes closed, but you're still getting that auditory feedback. So the website is www.stepandconnect.com, all spelled out, /balance-matters. Like I said, I will post this in under this post, but that website will take you to purchase the mat, and also you can look at some videos of it actually being used. It's very cool. Carolyn also uses an exercise mat that's called Therapist Map. So the website is www.therapist with an S on the end, map.com. And this is actually really cool. It's kind of like a yoga mat. It's this big yoga mat, and it is marked out to complete all these standardized test measures. So you can do the tug, you can do gait speed, you can do a tandem walk test, Romberg and sharpened Romberg, and Foursquare. So all of those tests can be completed on this mat, and they're all measured out. So, and then there's also a ladder to the side of it, so you can do like ladder step drills. And on the end of it, there's a big clock face. So talking about the clock yourself earlier, this could be used to actually have a clock to actually visualize if your patient's having problems visualizing it. So you can do that way. You can challenge balance in all sorts of different ways, whether you have the Clock Yourself app or not. But it's a really cool idea to kind of mix things up a little bit, give your patients something a little bit more fun and different to do. Moving into the strength category. So Laura and Monique both mentioned farmer's carries. So a lot of farmer's carry stuff, which is excellent. One of them called it the carry your stuff exercise that they talk to their patients about. So you can use dumbbells, or you could even fill bags, whether patients have like those reusable bags or Kroger bag, just grocery bags. You can fill those with varying weights or even cans of food, things they have in their home if you're in home health. Amy even said that she sometimes has her patients carry her work bag. So very convenient, very easy, but just a different way to load your patients. Sean, working in home health, says he has a patient push around a lawnmower, now obviously with the engine off, but it can be used as a push-pull sled. Amy also said she has patients push or pull a full suitcase around the house. So if they have a suitcase laying around, you can just fill it with a couple of things and have them take that around the house. For trunk strengthening, Meg, this is Meg again, also said that she uses short duration semi-propped planks on the bed. So where you're on your knees and on your forearms, you can also change to supporting on your hands, progress to 4-point kneeling, then to bird dog. So you can do a lot of different things on the bed in that position, or on a plinth if you're in the clinic. There was also a video posted where somebody was doing a bridge, a supine bridge, and then you would rotate across midline. So that was kind of a neat idea of working on rotational strength as well. So you would bridge up, and then you would take your opposite hand and reach across all the way to the other side of the floor. So that was kind of cool, very easy to do on a bed or even on the floor if your patient can get up and down. So, and then this last one didn't really fit in a category because it kind of addresses both. Nicola said that she uses a dice roll session, she called it. So basically on a whiteboard, you write down 6 exercises numbered 1 through 6, including things like sit-to-stands, knee bends, banded rows. You can use any exercise, really. You just want to kind of attempt to target all the key components of your plan of care that you've set, but you can use any exercise. And what you do is you just have the patients roll the dice and then do the corresponding exercise. Now, this can be used in a group setting or a one-on-one. You could also do this with a deck of cards. If you have a smaller deck of cards, probably not the whole set, but each suit can be a different color, or each suit can be a different exercise, And then the number is the corresponding number of reps that you do. That's typically done in like CrossFit gyms and other exercise programs, but it would be kind of cool to kind of mix things up a little bit to do something fun for your patient. So these are I just wanted to kind of throw together a couple quick exercises that people have given me. Like I said, I do have some videos, not of all the things that were given, but a few. So if you want to see a video of something, go ahead and shoot me a message or shoot me an email and I can see what I can do. But that is all that I have as far as the ideas go. But if you ever have any cool exercises you do, anything that you want to share with the group, I think any idea is great. It's like I said, it's always great to get a new perspective and like, oh, maybe I could do that a little bit differently, or, oh, I could challenge balance in that way, and it's a little bit more fun. So we could all just use some freshening up every now and then. So anytime, post to the group or email me, and we can get that posted for you. Videos are great as well if patients give you permission to post videos to us. We love getting videos. So that wraps up episode 3 of the Old Not Weak podcast. If you have any questions, always feel free to email me, post in the group. And happy Monday, everyone.
me. Thank you for listening to the Senior Rehab Podcast. If you only listen to these podcast episodes, you are missing out on 90% of the Senior Rehab Project. Hop on over to seniorrehabproject.com where you can join the movement that's advancing care for older adults. You can join for free or become a part of the Game Changers where you can get some free gear and access to our monthly meetup. Just go to seniorrehabproject.com. I appreciate y'all, and I'll talk with you soon. But in the meantime, do not forget to stay funky.